So, the first song of part 2, so there's that. So this is definitely a good song. Is it really a great song? I mean, definitely not in general, but in terms of songs after NHL 14, it's definitely above average. I'm not gonna say exactly how good I think it is. I would definitely say it's above average because while it's not like a heavy rock song or anything, it has a good rhythm to it, and for one, it's not rap or pop, so it definitely has that going for it. So I mean, really good song. It's just a really good song.
I know, I swore, if I got pushed in one more time, I'd lose my mind.
I was not expecting to like this song as much as I do, because when I first heard it, I was like, oh, okay, it's just kind of a rap song, but kind of not. And I was kind of just okay with it. I didn't really like it at first, but I just kind of saw it as like, oh, SWMRS is back. That's interesting. But the song kind of grew on me, and I actually think it's a pretty good song. I mean, it's not really like rap in the sense that like he's just kind of mumbling or whatever, but he's actually like, there's actually a song going on here, and it's not like really rap, it's like kind of rap, so it's really not bad. It's actually pretty good. I like it more than I thought I would. Besides that, it comes on right before another one of the songs that's higher on this list, so there's that. Which, by the way, is another thing that in NHL 20, it doesn't really feel like the songs they don't play randomly. It's like in a list. The songs just play in a certain order, and then they just cycle through that order again. And one of the things I noticed is that, obviously, if you go and create a team and you're listening to a song, and you go to like the music section for like a goal song or something, it'll play a different song. And that didn't happen in NHL 18 or NHL 19, but it happens in NHL 20. And in NHL 20, it's not like the songs aren't shuffled or in a list. So I wonder if that's possibly a reason why it works like that, because now that there's an actual list, it can just skip to another song. And it couldn't do that before in NHL 18 or NHL 19 or 17, so that's maybe a reason why we're able to do this now in NHL 20. Man, people are dumb. You know, it's people that are ruining NHL soundtracks while we're over here trying to make things better. You get 12-year-olds over here crying about how there's not enough rap songs in the game. Me TV is a great song. It is one of the best songs that we have had in the past 5 years. And yet, we get people complaining about how there's a guy in the middle of the song, which I think is perfectly fine. And then we also get people complaining that it's propaganda, which it really isn't. I mean, Me TV, the song is about, you might be thinking about yourself. Me TV, turn down your MeTV. And then you have the guy in the middle of the song that says, everybody against everybody else is your mentality, which isn't propaganda. It's just, it's pretty straightforward, honestly, and I don't really see what people are complaining about. I think it is a really good song, but obviously we have 12-year-olds over here who want NHL soundtracks to slowly turn into Madden games. So we start off the top 5 with a great song. This is like one of the best top 5s we have had in years. And yeah, this is a really good song. I mean, I actually heard it on the radio one day on Sirius XM. I think I made a video about that. And I was like, hey, look, this song from NHL20 is on the radio. And that was like when the game first came out. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, just a really good song. Has a really nice rhythm. The song makes me like want to just like not think about things. Just be like, yeah, everything's alright. We're good. It's like my mentality about all this coronavirus stuff. It's like, I don't really want to hear how bad things really are. Just things are reopening, things are coming back. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Number 4 is one of the best songs we have had since NHL14. Actually, no. Even if this was like one of the best NHL soundtracks, even if this was an NHL 2002 through 14 game, even if this song was in one of those soundtracks, it would be pretty high up. I feel like I have said that this soundtrack is good compared to the past few soundtracks, or some variation of that, like a million times when ranking the soundtrack. And I think it's finally time that we're in the songs that these would be good no matter what soundtrack they're in. Saying that these songs are good compared to the past few songs makes it sound like we're so desperate for a good song that anything that is half decent, we consider it to be great. But no, this song is actually great. It doesn't matter what you compare it to. This song is just really good. It's just a really good song, no matter what you're comparing it to. I mean, obviously, it's not like the best song ever in an NHL game. But even if this was like in the NHL 09 soundtrack, this would still get a pretty high ranking. Because these songs are just really good. They're good for our current gen soundtrack. They're good for any soundtrack. And they are good songs. It was really hard to decide which one was better, this song or Sibling Rivalry, because they're both really similar songs in the sense that they're both rock songs that are like not too heavy, but then again they're harder than, say, like, they're not just like It Doesn't Matter Why. They're definitely rock songs, but then they're not heavy metal. So it's just, the song's really good. I mean, it's great. It's a really good song. In fact, Rival Sons was recently at they recently had a concert at the Phoenix Suns Arena, but I didn't go to it. In fact, I only knew that they did it because it was on like an advertising pamphlet that I got from an Iron Maiden concert a few months ago in the Suns Arena. So yeah, I feel like I'm about to piss some people off with this next one, but that's okay. Yeah, I know it might be kind of unpopular to put the song all the way up at number 2, but I really like the Black Keys, and I really like this song. I mean, Howling For You's one of my favorites, one of my favorite all-time songs. So is Gold on the Ceiling, and I really love Lonely Boy too. This song, I really like this song, obviously. When I'm putting it this high in a soundtrack, this good. But, yeah. Anyway, now it's time to get to number 1. Is there really any surprise of what number 1 was going to be? Was there ever any surprise of what I was going to put at number 1 for the soundtrack? Come on. You thought I was going to put this song at number 2 when I said I was going to piss people off. I was going to do that. It's like way too extreme. But, yeah, obviously this is the best song in years. Like, even going back to NHL20, this song would have to be like top 3, honestly. The song would probably be top 3 in just about any soundtrack. And of course, this one, even though it's really good, this song is still number 1. I mean, the song's amazing. Come on. Can we get more songs like this, please? Whoever was on the EA soundtrack committee, because, you know, that's a thing, right? That's gotta be a thing. I want to be on the EA soundtrack committee. Comment down below if you want to be on the EA soundtrack committee. But, whoever was the guy that decided to put this song in the game, this guy needs, like, a raise. That guy needs to be on your president. Hashtag put the guy that suggested this song for NHL20 for president. There we go. By the way, I used the sound recording for the song. I used the, Your Mind's the Target version rather than the Sex in Your Violence version. Because in the game they have to censor that out because, you know, we don't want kids to know that sex exists. So I would rather use a part of the song that you can actually hear in the game than a part of the song that gets, like, altered out in the game. Which, by the way, I totally feel like EA, instead of censoring out just the word sex, because that kind of makes, like, the rhythm of the song off and a little bit weird, but I feel like they could have just replaced that line with the Your Mind's the Target line, like, throughout the entire song. Like they did in NHL07, the line is, I hope you choke on every pill, and that's from Anti-Flag, This Is the End. And then they censored that out with a different line, which I feel like they could just do that in NHL20. And sadly, at the beginning of the song, they do have to censor out, like, my favorite part of the song, which is the part where he's like, I'm trying to fucking record this, and the guy's like, oh, sorry. But anyway, so usually, this is the part where I'm like, next up, we have this soundtrack, it's gonna be a good soundtrack, because blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, we don't have another soundtrack coming up. I mean, obviously, NHL21's gonna release. Then when that releases, I guess that'll be my next soundtrack ranking video. So, this is the end of this series for now. Man, this is weird, because, like, for the first time ever, the next soundtrack I'm gonna rank hasn't even come out yet. But, it has been a really fun series, going from NHL19 to NHL20. Though, actually, when I say it like that, it really doesn't sound like we did that much. Ranking all the soundtracks, this was really fun. It was cool, but, yeah, I guess this is the end for you, my friend.